Hello, Lisa here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my March 2022 hot takes on upcoming tarot and oracle decks. Y'all, I have so many new releases to talk about today. I forgot to count them. I was supposed to count them so that I wouldn't go crazy and this video wouldn't be a million hours long, but you know how I roll. My coffee is hot. I hope your coffee is hot, or you have some other refreshing beverage or something to do, maybe some laundry to fold, you know, whatever it is that you do when you watch my long videos. Cue it up because we're going to be here for a little bit. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you're new to Hot Takes, let me give you a quick rundown. This video series was inspired by the ever wonderful, lovely Hannah Louise Poston. She is a beauty and makeup YouTuber who I thoroughly enjoy. She started doing hot takes on upcoming makeup or new makeup releases, and I sort of took that idea and kind of built on it and created this tarot version of hot takes on new releases. According to Wikipedia, in journalism, a hot take is a piece of deliberately provocative commentary that is based almost entirely on shallow moralizing in response to a news story, usually written on tight deadlines with little research or reporting and even less thought. And that is a really good thing to hold in mind while you watch this video, because I have not dug into any of these decks. These are all decks that were requested by you guys. I usually ask before I film this video on my YouTube community tab and in my Supportive Tarot Facebook group what decks you guys want to hear my hot takes on. Sometimes Peggy joins me for this video, but today she is sewing her little heart out, so I'm going to let her work while I film it, but she will surely join me again in the future. But with all of that out of the way, we are going to get into it. We are going to be starting off with mass market decks that are coming out for release. All right, y'all. So the first deck, this one was so requested. This has actually been requested for the last couple of months, but it is finally coming out. So this deck will be available to purchase on March 8th. The day that I am releasing this video for you guys to watch. So it is available today, at least according to Amazon Canada. So check it out. This is the Soul Cats Tarot by Lisa Robertson and Adam Ohlers. If y'all don't already know, Adam Ohlers is the artist behind the Oak, Ash, and Thorn Tarot and the Smoke, Ash, and Embers Tarot. So check this one out. I have a cat deck I love. So this one is not really tempting me. I wish we had more images to look at, but this is all we got. It's beautiful. If you are into cats, this is a gorgeous cat deck. Adam Ohlers' artwork is breathtaking. Again, if you've seen the Oak, Ash, and Thorn, then you know his work is highly detailed. It's really pretty. There's a siren outside. Please don't mind that. But it's really, really pretty. My hot take is this is probably going to be really good. I can't really speak to the guidebook, but in general, Llewellyn books tend to be really nice with really pretty full color pictures, and you can probably expect that this will be a really nice little package when it's all put together. So this one, again, should be out right now. So if this is on your list, go check it out. Not tempted, but only because A, I don't have any cats, and B, I already have a cat deck, and one is enough for me. That brings us to the Kawaii Tarot. Y'all, I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time, but I try really hard in this video to only share decks that are coming out in like the next little bit, where like you're going to be able to get your hands on it soon. This is finally going to be released March 15th, 2022. So in just like a week or so. I try not to, for myself, pre-order mass market decks very often, if at all. I like to wait till they're out because the dates just move a lot, and that happens with any decks too, but with mass market decks, I just don't see the need to wait because I can get it pretty quick once it's out. But let's talk about the Kawaii Tarot because it has fat unicorns and I am about it. So this looks really, 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 really cute. I am very likely to want to pick this up once it's out, but I want to see more cards. We'll see. But it's, you guys, how can I not? How can I not? Look at them. They are fat unicorns with rainbow hair. What? I mean, enough said, right? Looks like it has a little guidebook. I'm hoping that's a deck-sized guidebook. The format kind of shape of this makes me think it's probably going to be a deck-sized guidebook, which makes me also think that this is possibly going to come in a sturdy box, but y'all, I am just guessing. And now we have a flying fat unicorn and mermaid unicorn. I mean, clearly I need this deck. There's just no question about it. It's a good thing Peggy's not sitting here. She'd be like, you don't need another deck, but I do need another deck. You just don't understand. This is the Magician. We have this adorable pink owl, which when you zoom in, look at the face. Oh my God, they are like bunnies rowing boats behind this card. And actually, this is kind of smart. Okay, so let's just zoom out for a second. So I want you guys to be able to see the artwork in whole, but this is really smart because we have all the tools for the owl here that it's got in front of it. It's also got the one wing up towards the y'all. It's got the one wing up, you know what I mean? And then the other wing down. So it's doing the as above, so below thing with the correct sides. The correct sides, according in my opinion. And what I also really love is that this wave of water that the boats are kind of rowing down, it literally, now I'm deep into, y'all, I'm deep into Thoth and Kabbalah and all this kind of stuff right now. But I'm literally seeing this as the route being traveled from Keter down to Malkuth. It's just a thing, which for a cute deck, I didn't really expect to see. Hold, please. But here it is. Moving on. So I thought that was really clever and cool. So the other card we can see here is the Two of Wands, and I like that they have included a Minor Arcana card so we can see whether or not it's going to be kind of pippish, although I don't know that this really gives us the answer to that question. I love all the colors in this deck, by the way, and the cute faces on the adorable critters. But what I also really love is that here we have the higher up perspective as if this little koala has like climbed up one of these trees or wands or whatever, and is holding on to his little sphere, much like we'll see in like the Rider-Waite-Smith Two of Wands. And is kind of looking out on the world from a height, which to me gives me a lot of things that I can work with from both a Rider-Waite-Smith perspective and otherwise. But like, I just can see that idea of like sort of looking out, kind of getting the big picture, kind of figuring out, planning, considering possibilities. I definitely see that here. So I feel like meaning wise, this one might actually have that sort of depth just kind of tucked away. I'm real excited about it. Oh, there's more pictures. Okay, sorry. I didn't expect that. I was scrolling and I didn't expect it. Oh my God. Okay. The upside down owl here clearly must be the Hanged Man. Yeah, the Hanged Man. Sometimes things look worse than they are. It could be time to look at everything from a newer, fresher angle. You may also be in a place of contemplation. So we're getting sort of a sort of tidbit into the meaning of the card. Strength here with this little mouse sitting on top of the cat that has been painted. There's so much fun in this artwork. And the lovers are these two little like mousy bunny things. I don't know what they are, but they're so cute. Embracing. But you still have the apples and you still have the flame tree, and there's even a little like snaky worm thing happening here. This is fantastic. Oh, there's more. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. Look at this. Okay. This publishers take note. This is perfection. We are getting a little snippet into the Major Arcana with 4 example cards. And then when you scroll, we're getting several examples of Minor Arcana cards, including court cards. So we have a numbered card, the 10 of Wands, which is so cute. Is that a hedgehog or a beaver? I can't tell. I don't even know. I don't care. It's really cute though. It looks kind of like a beaver with that tail. But anyway, we have a creature here kind of juggling all of these candies, which is the cutest thing I've seen in a long time. So we can see that there's going to be scenic Minor Arcana. This is even more clear to me than the Two of Wands was. Then we have the Page of Cups, who's fully like in the cup, which is so cute. And then there's like orcas playing, and okay, I'm having a whole moment here. And then the Queen of Swords with this frog and the butterfly, like the symbology is here. This is cute, but the symbology is here. And it's not showing us the full card. Obviously, there's still more to discover around the edges and such, but that is perfect because they have given us enough to make an informed decision about our purchase. Like, congratulations, thank you, because so many decks come out these days and we don't get an example of majors, courts, and minors. We'll get just the majors or the majors in a court card. And then we can't tell if it's going to be a pip deck or not. And I like pip decks, but I want to know if I'm buying a pip deck or not, like before I buy it. Okay, that was a really long hot take. We're going to move on now. But this is surely going to come home with me at some point. It's just a matter of when. So, Kawaii Tarot. Check it out. The Untamed Elemental. Okay, so this is an Oracle. At first I was like, it's 52 cards. It better not call itself a tarot. I'm so judgy. But no, a 52 card Oracle deck and guidebook. This has got like a serious like 70s vibe to me, looking at just this first picture. And then it says, unlock cosmic truths, channel your intuition, and align yourself with the natural wisdom of the earth with a strikingly original Oracle deck. From celebrated abstract artist Tasia Van Ree. I don't know artists, I'm sorry. Featuring 52 bold representations of animals and earth elements. So let's get a look at some of these. Okay, let's see if we can I zoom it out any? No, not really. So we just have to scroll. But there's Ray of Light, Mountain. This art style is real funky, Gazelle. But I'm not digging the titles of the cards. Rose. Like, I don't want a card. I've been over this. I personally, this is pure personal preference, I do not want a card to tell me what it is. Or if it does tell me what it is, I want it to also give me a keyword, a theme. What is it that the artist is trying to convey with this particular image? That's what I want on my oracle cards. I don't want to just be told it's a rose. Like, first of all, ideally you don't have to tell me. But secondly, if you're going to tell me, just give me something more. Give me something else. And I'm sure that the guidebook will get into more detail. But yeah, here we have crystal, root, really funky artwork. I think this could be really cool to pair with certain, like I'm thinking of like decks that have like, y'all, I don't know art either, so I'm probably going to use this term like inappropriately, but like art deco. That's kind of what I'm thinking when I'm looking at this, and I don't know if that's even accurate, but I'm thinking of other decks that maybe kind of have this feel, none of which I can of course remember their name off the top of my head, so I know that's wholly unhelpful. But this looks really interesting. I'd be curious to hear from you guys if this is something you're thinking of picking up, because it's probably a no for me, but it's really interesting. Okay, Divine Tea Time. Now I have to say there's actually 2 decks on today's list that both have this kind of china, blue china. What is the name for that? There's a name for that. Some people collect it. There's a name for it, but that blue china vibe. This is the first one. This is a mass market deck by Tracy Laughlin called Divine Tea Time Inspiration Cards, Rituals and Blends to Soothe Your Soul. 40 full color cards. We needed a tea oracle, I feel like. Didn't we? Didn't we need a tea oracle? I feel like that's just a really great thing that we have now. So let's take a look at the artwork. It's really pretty. It's very blue. It's a little monochromatic for me personally, but I'm kind of excited that it exists. So we have contents herb and flower. So different kinds of teas, it looks like. Fruit and spice. So it's categorized almost like on a recipe menu. If you've ever gone to like a fancy tea place and they've brought out like a tea menu, it will be kind of this way. It will be sorted by the type of tea it is or the type of flavor profile so that you can start to like kind of zoom in on the section you might want to go to select your tea. It's pretty common for like high teas and things, which I love high tea. I really need to go for like a high tea or an afternoon tea. You know what I miss? Sorry, I'm just going to segue for a moment. There used to be a place in Tacoma, Washington that me and my girlfriends would go and we would have an afternoon tea. It was a lovely little tea place. It looked like a little house. When you walked in, it looked like you were walking to somebody's house. And it was all very cozy with like maybe 10 small little round tables, perfect for 2 people. They had like 1 or 2 bigger tables that could have bigger groups. And we would sit at, there was this one medium-sized table that could have like 4 or 5. And so us girls would go, we would have these femme tea events. It was so fun. And we would go there and there was, they had this lovely afternoon tea where for like a ridiculously small price, you would get a pot of whatever tea you selected. You would get a sandwich and a scone. And the sandwiches were, of course, the delightful like tea sandwiches. Like you could have the like salmon, smoked salmon and caper and red onion, which is one of my personal favorites with cream cheese on it. Oh my God, so good. Or like you could have cucumber sandwich. And then there's scones. Everything was all made from scratch. And their scones were delicious and delightful. And they were like a nice size scone. And then you could have, Devonshire cream? I forget I don't know how to say it. It was the most delightful lunch ever in life. It was so good. And they closed. And ever since then, I've never experienced another tea quite like that, where it was like a step down from high tea, more casual, but so fun. There's a few places in Vancouver. Actually, Peggy really likes going to high tea with me too, which is awesome. So we like to do that. It's one of our favorite kind of date things to do. We haven't done it in forever. Anyways, I really want to do it. That's what this, I'm going to just scratch my eye now, but that's what this deck made me think of, was going to tea. Anyways, I just went down the total. Welcome to the long form video. It is what it is. Okay, the point is, there's a tea deck. I mean, you'd almost think that I should get it just because I clearly enthuse about tea. Oh, it's got the actual recipe? Okay, that's kind of cool. So you have a keyword. So here we have elderflower tea, and then it says take 4 umbels. What's an umbel? Does anybody know what an umbel is? I'm hoping it's going to tell us in the guidebook. But anyways, take 4 umbels of elder blossoms and place in a pot with 4 cups makes sense, of boiled water. Steep for 10 minutes, add some honey if you need some sweetness. Pine needle tea, which I've never tried, but I really should. I saw the Green Witch make a pine needle tea. Y'all, I'm gonna have to stop talking so much about each deck or we're never gonna get through this massive list in front of me. But anyway, this looks pretty fun. I would actually be, oh, that's really zoomed in. I would be a little bit tempted by this, even though it's all blue. But it kind of seems to blend. There's just a wee bit of witchery, I feel like, that's seeped in here, at least for those of us looking for it. But you get the recipe, you get the name of the tea, and then you get a keyword to work with. And it'd be tempting to, if you were really somebody who enthuses about tea, to like pull your card, and that's the tea you sip on that day for your self-care that you make for yourself. I'd be curious how wild the varieties of tea get, because that's how I would want to use this if I got this. Maybe I do need this. No, I don't need this, but I'm thinking about it. Yeah, borage flowers and orange tea. Some of these are not ones I would have easy access to be able to make. Turmeric and black pepper tea. That actually sounds kind of good. Using them, the answer is a cup of tea. I mean, I don't disagree. Yeah, okay, this looks fun. I'm gonna have to stop talking about it now though, because we've got other decks. This looks fun. I don't think I'm gonna buy it. I don't think I'm gonna buy it, but it seems they're very on theme for tea. The Soulflower Plant Spirit Oracle. Hold please, y'all. I have this in front of me. Look! So I actually was sent this. It was a total surprise. It just showed up on my door for review. The Soulflower Plant Spirit Oracle by Lisa Esterbrook. Now, I have filmed a full video going into this deck, and the video will be out before the deck releases. The deck is due out on March 29th. My video should be out, I think, on Saturday the 26th, provided all my editing is completed on time. But it is really lovely. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek here. Really beautiful artwork. You get a lovely message at the bottom. If you are into flowers, this is a really well done, pretty deck. Couple things, really gorgeous artwork. The backs have some different shades to them. I'm not ultimately sure how I feel about that. I can't remember if I really landed on something when I filmed my video, but it's a really pretty deck. So it comes in a really nice magnetic box with a very chunky guidebook. So this is definitely worth checking out. If you've been waiting for this one, I don't think you'll be disappointed. If you've already pre-ordered it, I don't think you'll be disappointed. I think it's going to be, it's the most substantial sort of florally. It says plant spirit, but it feels very floral to me, but it is well, obviously Soulflower. I'm so smart. Anyways, this feels like the most substantial floral deck that I've encountered personally, for meatiness in the guidebook and for the sheer number of cards. There's 44. This feels really well done to me. So yeah, keep an eye out for my full video to come out on it, but I mean, it's not really a hot take because I've already reviewed it in my, I've reviewed it. I just haven't shown you the review yet, but it's happened. So it's not very hot. This is not a hot take. It's just a take. So anyways, the Soulflower Plant Spirit Oracle is due out on March 29th. And here's another one that's not going to be a very hot take, because I also have this deck. So the Prairie Majesty Oracle is a 52 card deck and guidebook. I already have a full video on the independent version of this deck. It's really unique and lovely, and so much heart is in this deck. It's really quite wonderful. And there's a lot of things about it that at first glance I'd be like, this is not aesthetically maybe for me, but it's grown on me so quickly. So here's what the backings of the independent version looks like. Now, I believe I'm going to be sent the mass market version to take a look at as well. And if I receive that, I will show you guys a little comparison, and maybe I'll do it as like a short video or something, but I will show you guys what the differences are. This one did come gilded in like this pink kind of rose goldy gilding, but it's got like a plant in the center. It's got a primary theme or keyword, and then it also has a question. So this is a really good deck for journaling. I think it's incredibly well done. Again, the independent version is the one that I have in my hands right now, but this mass market one is due out on March 29th for a great price. It's a great deck. So even if the production quality isn't quite the same, and lately I feel like the independent decks that have gone mass market have been very similar in quality to their independent counterparts. So I would, if I was into pre-ordering decks and I didn't already have the indie version, I'd be all over it. So there's my not so hot take on the Prairie Majesty Oracle, but this one was requested, so I wanted to give you guys my thoughts. I don't think I can say the name of this deck out loud on my channel, but I was stunned to see that the Cosmic Tarot got picked up for mass market, if for no other reason than that the name is so intense, and honestly shocked. Now, who's publishing this? Let's see. From the publisher. Okay, I want to know. We're going to look at the pictures in a second, but it's Rockpool. So first of all, way to go, Rockpool, at not being freaked out by the title and being willing to bring this out into the mass market. I think that's pretty exciting. What I didn't know is that the creator of this deck, I just spotted this now, Samantha West. It says Sam is the creator of the Macabre Tarot and the Rainbow Moon Tarot. I've looked at Rainbow Moon and the Macabre Tarot both. And this actually makes some sense because Rockpool had picked up Sam's Macabre Tarot, and it is available mass market. In fact, that one might only have been mass market. So they've already worked with Sam, but let's take a look at the actual deck. Sorry, I know I'm scrolling a lot. So I guess this is the only picture we get up here in the big version. So it's all black, white, and yellow, which I feel like I saw this deck in the independent market, and I don't remember it being this color scheme. Am I making that up? Was this a different colorway before, and now it's this like black, white, and yellow? Y'all know I'm not real into the galaxy kind of starseedy themes, and I'm also not real into more monochromatic or limited color palette decks, but this is funky and it's so different. And I think the thing that excites me about this isn't so much that like, oh yay, I can buy this, especially because one of the entire suits is probes and looks very naughty. So for me, it's like not the fact that I would want this that excites me, but it is the fact that this exists and that the mass market is clearly widening. Mass market publishers are clearly widening their scope for what they're willing to publish. And that is incredibly exciting to me because there are so many really great decks that would have never seen the light of day in a mass market publication just 5 or 6 years ago. And this wouldn't have seen the light of publication even just 3 years ago, in my opinion. So the fact that mass market publishers are looking outside the box has me real excited about the future of tarot in general. I think I want to see more like stirring the pot, not stirring the pot, maybe that's the wrong way to put it, but like messing up the preconceived ideas of what tarot has to be. That excites me. I don't want to lose the core like serious like intensity of tarot, but I also love when things get shaken up. Which is funny because in the rest of my world, my personal life, please do not shake up my status quo. I like my status quo. Leave it be. But in tarot, I love it when things get, when it gets a little shake up. But yeah, this is pretty racy. Like when you look at I just drooled on myself. It's pretty racy when you look at the probe suit. That's pretty racy. I just can't wait to watch somebody's walkthrough of this deck. So if you are watching this right now and you have pre-ordered this or you plan to pick it up and do a walkthrough, let me know down below so I can watch your channel for that walkthrough because I want to see it. I want to see it. I don't think I want to buy it, but I want to see it. So next we have one. Okay, so this one has been so highly requested. I can't remember if I did like an honorable mention of this one before or if it's just that I was exposed to this one quite some time ago. I think the publication date on this one has moved a couple times, but it is looking like it's going to be out on April 5th now. A lot of people wanted to hear takes on this one, which is exciting. So this is the Woodland Wardens. Let's bring the picture in a bit. This looks really, 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 really pretty, and it looks like it would pair really nicely with the Oak, Ash, and Thorn deck. So let's take a look at this. So we have the Mouse and the Buttercup. So it looks like it's blending animal energy with plant energy. At first glance, that's sort of my initial hot take because it looks like we're going to have a plant energy and an animal energy condensed into a singular keyword. So this actually says it's 0, and it says innocence. So is this a tarot? Hold on. How many cards are there? 52. Okay, but you can't deny that there is a tarot-ish feeling to this card with the number being 0. And for the 1, which would be equivalent of the Magician in tarot, we have the Cat and Lavender and its independence. And here we have 13, the Moth and Eucalyptus for an ending. So you can't tell me that this is not influenced by tarot. In fact, I'm curious now if the entire major arcana is embedded in these cards. It's incredibly possible that the entire thing is themed after the tarot and is just missing the court cards. Would that be the right number? Yeah, because if we had 52, that would be the 22 majors. No. How does that math work? No, that doesn't work. So anyways, I'm curious now. I'm curious. We have Upheaval here, which is the 14. So 14 would be Temperance in tarot. So maybe it doesn't fully align through the majors, but then here we have 22, the Owl and Hop, 22 being Wisdom. Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but it's really cool to see plant energy and animal energy blended in this way. A tarot deck that's in the mass market that does this is the Green Witch Tarot. So if that's something that excites you, that might be a fun pairing for it as well. But let's see if there's any more pictures. No. Jessica Rue is a Nashville-based freelance art illustrator and author of Floriography, an illustrated guide to the Victorian language of flowers. Oh, okay. So, oops. Let's zoom back out a bit. But, so this one is due out April 5th. I don't know. This one is, I'm curious. I'm definitely tempted. I'm really going to be interested to see more cards, to see what I think. Does this show us more, or is this the book? This is the book. Okay, so this is, oh, but here we get an idea of what's going to be in every card. So let's just see 16, the crow and dogwood. So that would be the tower equivalent. If it aligns. I'm literally, this is just a hot take. I have no idea. I've done no research. I'm just curious. I'm curious about this one. Let me know down below. Have you pre-ordered this? What do you think? Okay. This one is due out April 11th, 2022, and it's the Daily Rituals Oracle. Practice intention with mindfulness. I love decks like this. I'm trying not to buy a lot of decks like this, but I do love them. So it says the calming nature-based goddess images on these cards invite you to begin your day by pulling a card that includes a message from the goddess, a mantra, and a ritual. So there's a lot of layers in here. Let's take a look at the artwork. So here we have 5 balance. I tip the scales of balance in my favor. Here we have goddess. I awaken the flow of goddess energy within me. I'm digging the illustration style a lot. Meditation. I still my mind and surrender to the divine. And trust. I choose to trust. I really like this. This is cute. It's a rock pool deck. Abundance. I'm abundant. Endless abundance flows through me. We have balance again. Kindness. I love and respect my body. I take this time to honor it. This is really lovely. I may be tempted by this one too. I'm liking this idea of daily ritual. This would be a really lovely card a day kind of thing to have like an intention setting practice for yourself. I really like this. So we'll see, I guess. This is due out April 11th. So not too long from now. Lakshmi Blessings Oracle. We have a 36 Gilded Edge full color card deck and a 128 page book by Elizabeth Jensen and Jivanandam S., the illustrator. We don't only have one picture up top here, so let's take a look at it. This is really pretty. I don't think this is one I could see myself using in my practice, but this is really lovely. So we have Devantri, god of medicine, Gopal, lord of the cows, and Kamadeva, god of love. This looks really pretty. I don't have a lot to say about it because it's not one that's like calling out to me being like, use me. I'm not feeling that energy from it. It looks like the backs are gold, which is interesting because the fronts are hot pink. I'm loving the hot pink though. I mean, I gotta be honest. They are some big borders. I will say that is one hot take. That is a big border on this card. I do wish that the artwork was taking up more real estate on the card, and I'm not sure why the choice was made for such large borders. That being said, I do think this is the kind of artwork that is benefited by borders of some kind because it's so vibrant and big in its color that I feel like the border is helpful. But when you lay these out, I feel like that's going to be a lot of pink on your eyeballs. That's a hot take on that one. We have the Mystical Journey Oracle, Embrace Your True Path, another 36 card deck. Okay, so quick rant. I prefer Oracle decks that have more than 36 cards. Like, personal preference. Even 40s tends to feel a little light to me because I work with a lot of tarot. So if you're going to make me an Oracle deck, just give me more cards. That's my number one request. But this, from a distance anyways, looks real pretty. Let's take a look at the photo. Who's this by? Is that Tennessee Carpentier or Charpentier? I'm not sure how you would say that name. Life review is the only keyword I can see so far. This artwork is really pretty. Y'all, I don't have a lot of adjectives. I'm sorry. I use pretty a lot. Sorry if that's really annoying, but it's the way I talk. I'm not gonna try to change it now. So we have a card here for Cycles of Life, one for Inner Child, one for that life review. I'm not seeing enough here to really know how I feel about this. I don't know. The backs are also really gorgeous. See, I just came up with another adjective. Clearly I have more. I'm just in the habit of only using the one. But anyways, I don't know if I'm tempted by this or not. I feel like I need to see a lot more before I know. But I probably won't be able to see more till it's out and somebody films a walkthrough. So there you go. Shadow Healing. So here's another mini deck. So this one is 40 mini cards. Let's take a look at this one. This one's due out April 11th. Oh, anger, anguish, annoyed, appalled. Okay, so interesting. We have a keyword that's definitely helping to illuminate maybe difficult emotions or stuff that's maybe a little uncomfortable, and then giving you a little message or a tip to explore that. It's nice that we're seeing this kind of theme come out in decks. I think that's useful. This is by Mel Brown. Let's see if there's more photos here. Yeah, there is. Baffled, delay. Oh, look at the backs. The backs are each different depending on what card you've pulled. Obscurity. Okay. Mirage, dazed, bemused. They've done a good job of showing us quite a variety of cards in this promotional material. It says Aboriginal guidance. So is this created by an Aboriginal creator? Let's just see what it says here about shadow healing offers a contemporary style of Aboriginal ancestral guidance. I don't know much about Mel Brown, to be honest. Does it say anything about the author? Yeah. She has a master's in Indigenous healing and trauma from the Southern Cross University in New South Wales, Australia. Really interesting. Okay, so it says Mel Brown is a professional speaker, author, and artist known for her expertise in cultural competency and lateral violence, both nationally and internationally. Brown works with families and organizations to ensure Aboriginal children who are unable to live at home are not excluded from cultural connection to their families. Oh, that's cool. So she obviously has like skin in the game, right, for this. So that's great. I don't know. I'm going to keep my eyes on this one. It's kind of the idea of having such a convenient, inexpensive little deck to explore shadow work is really great. I'm pretty sure I have this spot filled in my collection with decks like Reclaim. And I also have the Wisdom of the Shadow coming to me soon. So I'm pretty covered in this area, but this does intrigue me. And I like the idea that it makes a little introduction to exploring the shadow accessible for more people. And I think that's pretty great. And finally, y'all, I'm going to buy this. I'm just not going to pre-order it, but I'm definitely going to buy it. I mean, I'm only going to save like $2 by pre-ordering, and I'd like to see more before I hit the little button, but I'm definitely buying this. Y'all know I have the Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle and the Seasons of the Witch Samhain Oracle. So excited for the Beltane Oracle. Loving the look of the box, the cover of the box specifically. Look at this badass on the cover. I love this so much. Oh, and she's got all these like bees on her cuffs and on her like butterflies around her. It's giving me some I hate that it's so zoomed in. Let's do this. It's giving me some serious spring vibes. I want a little bit of fire and sexiness in this deck, and I'm getting some of that from the cover of the box, which is exciting. Beltane, if I had to pick from a witchy perspective, like from the way my magic feels, if I were to pick a favorite Sabbat, it would probably be Beltane. Well, Samhain would probably still technically win. But Beltane is a season when I feel like really alive, and I have really potent magical witchy memories from the Beltane season. I have memories of really powerful like drum circles where you can feel the beat like thrumming through your entire body, and like the way that it wakes you up inside and wakes up your passions. There's something about Beltane that feels really special. I'm so excited to see that thus far, the Seasons of the Witch Oracle series, which by the way is created by Lorraine Anderson and Juliette Diaz, so far they've been releasing them in an order that like aligns with some of my favorite Sabbats. I'll be really interested to see what they do next. Depending on how quickly they're able to complete artwork and really put together like the guidebook and all of that stuff. I don't know if it's realistic to think we're going to get a summer solstice immediately following Beltane. I think it's too soon. We may actually know what the next one is, but now I can't remember. But it would make sense to me that we might see Mabon next or Imbolc next, because both would give them a little more time to complete the deck. I cannot wait until I have all 8 of these. I'm so excited that they're kind of trucking along and they're continuing to make them. It will be the most frustrating, awful thing to me if it doesn't complete. If the series does not complete with all 8 decks. I need all 8 decks. Please give me all 8 decks. No falling off. You've committed now. You've committed. Please continue to make all the decks. I need all 8. Thank you. Okay, moving on. It is time now. It is time to talk about indie decks. And this is a category where it's often hard to find things that are coming out that are like in pre-order. They haven't shipped yet. They're coming out and hopefully soon. It's like a tricky category to kind of talk about, because indie decks if they don't come out on Kickstarter and they're not coming out mass market, sometimes it's like total word of mouth to even find out about them. But you guys came through for me and we have a few to talk about this month. So let's start off with, this one is completely Dawn Michelle's fault. The fact that I have not pressed buy on this yet is an absolute miracle. I need this. I need this. I need this. I didn't even know this was coming. How did I not know? I feel like I talk about tarot a lot. I talk to other people about tarot a lot and oracle decks, obviously. This is literally how I spend 90% of my free time, and I somehow had no idea about the Ocean Dreams Oracle by Danielle Noel. How? How did I not know? So I have both the Starchild First Edition reprint And I have the Moonchild Tarot, both by Danielle Noel. I did have the Work Your Light Oracle, but that has been put into purgatory following a declutter video on my channel. I do a series called This or That, where I kind of decide what's staying and what's going, and Work Your Light did end up working its way out of my collection, even though the artwork is also by Danielle Noel. But that deck was created by Rebecca Campbell with the artwork of Danielle Noel. And I don't know how much they worked together on the theme of the deck, but it felt like a Rebecca Campbell deck with Danielle Noel art. That's how it felt to me. This is a Danielle Noel Oracle deck with Danielle Noel art, and I'm about it, and it is ocean themed. How did I still, you guys, I'm almost offended for myself that I didn't know this was coming out. And I blame the fact that I spend virtually no time on Instagram, which is probably where a lot of you guys find out about this stuff. But I spend so much time on YouTube and other social media platforms that like, I don't have time. But like, it's just this picture alone. The fact that it's called the Ocean Dreams Oracle, I'll buy it. I'll buy it. And can we talk for a second? Hold on. I need a sip of my coffee. Can we talk for a second about these beautiful backings that look like sunlight reflecting off of the blue water of like another world or the Caribbean or something? Places I've never been, clearly. It just makes you want to sink into it. It's the kind of water where you're like, can I just be there right now? That kind of wavy, reflective, starlit, sunlit something. It is so beautiful. I don't have to know anything about this deck at this point. I just want it based on this promo image alone. And all the colors and the like aqua colored edging, and like I don't even care. Just give me the deck. Oh, it's so pretty. I can't make the pictures bigger. Can I? Can I make the pictures bigger? I don't think I can. Look at how beautiful. Okay, that's got to be a pool, right? Or is that white sand? Where is this picture taken? Is this photoshopped? I don't even know. I don't care. It's pretty. The source is one of the keywords I can see. And okay, Inner Sanctum, something, ice. I don't know. I can't see the keywords. I need to see the keywords. Oh my God, is this killing me? Is that all we get? Please have more pictures. Oh my God. Why are there not more pictures? I'm sure they're on her Instagram account. But I need this. Clearly. I need this. I mean, you do you, but like this is going to come home with me at some point. It's just a matter of when. See, here is the other kind of, to me, that like blue china. What is that called? Is it literally just called blue china? I'm going to feel so dumb. Somebody's going to be have already posted it below. This is coming out by Shuffle Tarot, who is Destiny. I have reviewed some of their decks in the past. They always come out really nice quality. Mate's artwork is lovely and fun. And this is just too blue for me. But the artwork looks really playful and charming, which is not what I would normally expect from like a China themed tarot. But look here, we have teapots in the moon card. I'm assuming that's the moon. There's a special card. Yeah, it's shown here with some china. It's called the Porcelain Tarot. Did I say that yet? I don't know if I said that yet. It is a pre-order. It says estimated delivery is early to late March. This is really cute. It's really cute. Like, it's got that fun, playful vibe. Oh, here we go. We can get a little bigger here. Oh, there we go. So we have the Fool. Yeah, there's like little teapots everywhere. There's like a little town of teapots. I wish the High Priestess was closer up. The Empress, the Emperor. I feel like this would just be a sea of blue on my table, but it is really cute. Not for me, but it is really cute. We have a pre-order now. This is not a new deck. This is just a new printing, I'm assuming, of this deck, but I don't think I've actually ever really had a chance to cover it in an anti-haul or another Hot Takes video, so I really want to talk about this deck. This is called the Illustrated Fox Tarot. If it's the one I'm thinking of, and I think it is, it has a strong self-care theme. I could be literally making this up. Maybe it's actually not the deck I'm thinking of, because this looks very tarot. Oh, interesting. So it says the Fool, and it says Uranus, which is the planetary association for the Fool, but Uranus is written upside down, and I don't know why that is. Are they all like that? Why? I need more photos so I know if that's the only one that's like that. Why is Uranus upside down? Okay, hold on. Yeah, they're all like that. Here's the Hierophant, and Taurus is upside down. Here's the Empress, and Venus is upside down. Now, I'm sure it has something to do with working with reversals with this deck, but y'all, that is like making my brain hurt. I don't like that. I don't like that choice. That's my own, that's a preference thing. Saturn for the world. I mean, I love that the planetary associations are on here. I think that's great. I'm not overly tempted by black and white decks. This is totally not the Fox Tarot I was thinking of. I was thinking of the Fox Self-Care. I think it's called like the Self-Care Fox Oracle or something. This is different. But anyways, this is really cool, but I'm not loving this whole upside down Scorpio thing. People have bought it even about a year ago. It looks like it was already for sale before. So it isn't, like I said, it isn't new, but this is the current pre-order for the upcoming printing. These are in transit to the creator, and it says that the estimated arrival date is end of March, early April. So if this is striking your fancy, check it out. You can pre-order it and have it. If you have this deck and you know the reason, or if you've worked with it before and you know the reason for the upside down planetary association words, I would love to know more about that, because at first glance, I'm like, that's a hard no. That's a no. I want to see my words upright with the card. But I'm sure it must have something to do with a reversal mechanic to reading this deck. But yeah, not for me. And then this is another one that just the timing and everything, I don't think I had a chance to talk about this before, but it was originally funded on Kickstarter. It is now available to pre-order on the creator's website. It is the Embroidered Graveyard Oracle deck by the same creator as the Embroidered Forest Tarot deck. This is really exciting. It looks like an Oracle deck that, of course, would pair beautifully with the Embroidered Forest Tarot. Let's see if we can zoom in so you guys can see the pictures better. Oh yeah, that works. Okay, so let me just click through a bit here. So we have, I love that this is absolute protection. This looks really well done. And the Embroidered Forest, I mean, just the fact that these embroideries were created and turned into decks is just mind-blowing to me. Stunning. And I don't know enough to like know what the creation process was truly like. Oh, that's all the photos we get? So, one tree planted for every order. Neat. I'm gonna be keeping an eye out on this one. I'd like to see a full walkthrough. I love texture and artwork. It really excites me. And I feel like I wasn't really drawn to the Embroidered Forest, but the Embroidered Graveyard, this one looks pretty exciting to me. It's got some depth to it. I like the dark backgrounds. I don't know. I don't remember being particularly tempted when it was on Kickstarter, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, actually, this looks actually like it might be up my alley. So we'll see. We'll see. I need to see the whole thing out. I need to see some more cards, but that's got some promise for sure. And that brings us to Kickstarter decks that are coming up that are funding now, and the funding is going to be closing before I do my next video. So my next video will be around the second week of April, somewhere in that ballpark. So, I wanted to cover decks that are funding now and that will be finishing before that next time frame. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. And there's a lot. There's a lot. So let's get into it. We have the Catomancy Kitten Tarot deck. The Catomancy. This is so cute. This is so dang cute. It makes me want another cat deck. You guys, this cat who has clearly killed a mouse and is looking kind of surprised and guilty is everything, because it's like the cat has just killed the mouse and is like, I was just playing though, I didn't mean to. It's got such a mood all over it. I like love it. I love it. The tower with the cat tower makes so much sense. The hanged, when it's the kitty is like dangling from the bottom of the yarn, it's so great. This is fantastic. The fat cat basking in the sunbeam for the sun. The high priestess kitty with her tarot cards. I'm sure that's what she is. Is she the high priestess? There's no numbers on her, but I'm assuming. Maybe it's just the box. I don't know. This is real cute. This is real cute. I don't have a lot else to say. Look, we can see more cards. Okay, so there's the hermit. Literally looks like a hermit cat. The lovers with their tails making hearts. This is just really cute. That's what I've got to say. That's my hot take. It's really cute. The minor numbered cards do look very pippish. So the swords are scratches that have made a shape. And the coins are little cat treats or pieces of cat food that are scattered about in different orders. So it is a pippish deck, but it's real cute. That's what I say about that one. The Bear's Journey Crayon Tarot deck. Okay, first of all, a deck Is it actually made with crayon? That's what I want to know. That's all I want to know. Yep, casual crayon drawings that take you through the journey of a bear named Muppet. Y'all, why can't I not zoom in? Why is it fighting me? Okay, there we go. Wow, now we're really zoomed in. That's okay. These are cute. These were done with crayon. I don't know about you all, but I cannot make anything this precise with crayon. It's not going to happen. Crayon's a very messy medium. It's fun. This would be a great, if this is speaking to you, this would be a great like inner child deck, just because it does work with crayon. That look could be really good for triggering inner child work and themes. Not something I'm particularly tempted by. So it's going to be coated with German black core. Great. Extra protective layer pleases fingertips. Anyways, what is this argyled? Oh, because the argyle is the is this particular edition, I'm guessing, of the Muppet Bear Tarot. Is it called the Muppet Bear Tarot? I thought it was called the Crayon Tarot. Wait. Okay, so I will say the title's a little confusing because the top of the Kickstarter says The Bear's Journey, a Crayon Tarot deck, but the actual deck looks like it's called the Muppet Bear Tarot. And the title is repeated 3 times on the box, which also feels a little excessive to me. And it looks like the creator is this IRTYSH, Urtish, that's on the side of the box. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. There's a few things here that I'm like, oh, I don't know. But I don't think this one is one I'm super tempted by. Titanic Tarot Risen Spirits. So I don't know if this is true, but somebody mentioned to me that this deck is a follow-up from the creator of the other Titanic Tarot that came out. It says, while the Titanic Tarot was a tragic event, we must remember something very important. Those we love never truly leave us. So it sounds like the theme of this is really about people and lost connections. Yeah, they did create the Titanic Tarot. This seems like it would be such an emotional deck to try to use. I don't know if I could use a deck like this, but the artwork is really well done. Yeah, I really think the theme alone would keep me from reaching for this deck. Wow. Really well done on the artist part, for sure. I forgot to mention on the Titanic about the funding, but I'm pretty sure that one was funded as well. This one is funded. It surpassed its goal. It's got 9 days left when I'm filming this, but it closes on Wednesday, March 16th. This is the Animal Oracle deck by the creator of the Field Tarot deck. So this is the same creator, same art style. And I heard somewhere, don't know if it's true, again, I have not researched this myself, that this deck is going to have a limited independent run and then is going to be going mass market. I think that's what I heard. I don't, again, know if that's true, but if you care about the independent version of this deck, and it turns out that is true, you may not want to miss out on the independent version. That's my thought about that. On the other hand, if you're like, this is not in my budget, it sounds like you might get a chance to get it later. Again, don't take my word for it. Do your own research, but that's what I've heard. So first things first, I will say this ticks a lot of boxes for me for what I want to see in an Oracle deck, especially an Animal Oracle deck. It looks really nicely produced. That's some pretty edging. That's green and sparkly. Kind of want it just for that. You know the mass market is not going to have an edging like that, just saying. Here's what I love. We have the butterfly. We have this gorgeous artwork featuring the butterfly. We have a title, so we know it's a butterfly we're looking at, because I do like that, especially since I struggle with animal identification. I don't mind that they tell me what it is. But then the highlighted piece, the piece that draws the eye right away, are these 3 primary keywords that you can use with this card: transformation, beauty, and hope. And I think that is perfection as far as what makes this a very usable deck right out of the box, at least for somebody like me. So some information about the pledges, and we get some more artwork here. Look at this. Is this like, oh, digital mobile wallpaper. Okay, I want to see more cards. Okay. Can I get this image bigger? There we go. So we have the dragonfly is illusion, lightness, and shifting. Is that right? The otter is play, community, and joy, which is so perfect. And then the octopus is skill, expansion, and chaos. You know, my friend emailed me about this deck when she first heard about it. And I was like, I don't need another Animal Oracle deck. I really don't. But this does really tick a lot of boxes for me for what I want to see in an Animal Oracle. So the real question is, because this is something that is such a me thing, will it have a unicorn? Which I recognize is not an animal, but is a mythological creature? And will it have a ladybug, which I also recognize is not an animal, but is an insect? I really like it when animal decks have those two. Not necessarily a deal breaker, but I'm really loving the look of this. I don't have the Field Tarot, but it's one of those things where I'm liking the look of the Oracle deck so much that I'm like, do I need to get this and then get the Field Tarot? Is that what needs to happen? Like, is that the order of operations for me? I want this. I think I might want this. I think I might want this. I'm going to have to sit with it for a little bit, but only 500 decks. I said I didn't do research, but here it is. A widespread version of the familiar Field Oracle deck will be published by US Games after this initial self-published version. Only 500 self-published decks will be printed and sold, so be sure to grab one while they are available. First, let's find out if there are even decks left. If you just want the deck, at the time I'm filming this, there are only 138 left. I'm just going to see how much it is, right? So it'd be 93 Canadian. Okay, what am I doing? I'm going down a whole rabbit hole. I don't necessarily need both of these decks, and I'm like literally talking myself into how I can have both. I think I'm going to wait for the mass market. I think that's what I'm going to do in this case, because I'm not convinced yet. I need to take another look at the Field Tarot. I don't think the Field Tarot was for me, but my matchy brain wants me to have both so I can work with them together. But I don't know that I need that. I also don't know that I need this deck. And I have to think about it, and I have to think about what other animal decks I have in my collection, particularly oracles, before I go down this rabbit hole. But I'm real tempted by this. So we'll see. Next, we have the Source Tarot. So this has 9 days to go the day I'm filming it. It also closes on Wednesday, March 16th. It is not even close to its goal, which I'm actually surprised by, because I feel like there were several people talking about this, at least in the Supportive Tarot Facebook group. I definitely think this needs a little more exposure, because at first glance, this looks really different and cool. And this seems like just the exact kind of thing that I know a lot of people would probably be really into. Notice I said a lot of people because it's probably not my thing, but I feel like it fits the aesthetic of so many people. It looks kind of dark and moody and kind of fuzzy, which I think is really neat. It looks like it's very emotive. I kind of like the kind of grainy, blurred out quality of the people in this deck, because I feel like it feels more like an archetypal world or like a dream world or something. It feels more like that and less like something that's light and fluffy, if that makes sense. I feel like it could be really good for maybe going into shadow work or looking at like tough stuff. Again, I don't think this is something that I'm particularly drawn to personally, but I think it's a really well done way to illustrate tarot. And I think it's got some evocative energy to it that is kind of exciting. I don't know though, and maybe some of you guys could weigh in. There seems to be like a photographic quality to some of these characters. Specifically, I'm noticing this character here, to the point where I wonder if I should know who that is. And I feel like that could be jarring for some folks. And I'd be curious if this is based on like famous people or real people. That would be something that I'd be curious about. I love the color theming for the different suits. It'll make it easy if you draw cards in a big spread to know immediately what suits are on the table, which I love. This looks really cool. I'm a little surprised, but I'm wondering, yeah, the price for the deck with the book in the box is $55 US, which is right in line with what independent decks seem to be these days. So yeah, I'm curious why this doesn't have more support. But if you love this, I'd love to hear from you down below. And if you are like, definitely not for me, I'd love to hear that too. But it's interesting. And I guess I'm just surprised. I'm surprised. I expected to open this up and it'd be fully funded based on the way that the artwork looks. But you never know. You never know. So hopefully it gets funded though. I think it looks really well done to me, first glance, right? The Pug Tarot. Okay, do you have a pug? Weigh in down below. First of all, do you have a pug? And second of all, are you going to get this deck? Can we talk about the fact that the sun in this cover image for the video is literally a pug face? So great. Look at this pug. Pugs. I don't have a pug. I've never had a pug. I wouldn't buy a Pug Tarot. But it's real darn cute. It's real cute. Yep. Super cute. Not for me, but super cute. Are you getting the Pug Tarot? Let us know. Okay, this one is kind of tempting. Actually, the Luna's Bear Tarot. So this is Luna Factory's original cute teddy bear tarot cards. Great for beginners. This one is funded. It finishes funding on March 21st. I love the little stitch lines that make it really clear you're looking at teddy bears. I love that. It is a Rider-Waite-Smith clone. That would be the one thing that would hold me back, but this is really adorable. Pretty clearly a Rider-Waite-Smith clone to me. It's like different characters, but the scenes are essentially the exact same scenes we're used to seeing in a Rider-Waite-Smith Classic Tarot. That is something that does deter me because I find I don't reach for decks like this a whole lot, and I do have a couple already that I do enjoy, so I don't really want to add more in this category, but it is still tempting me a little bit because those are some cute darn teddy bears. I could see myself caving on this one. When's it done? March 21st. We'll see. The Mindscapes. Okay, so this is really stunning. Full disclosure, this isn't quite a hot take. I have actually been on this creator's newsletter for, like, email newsletter for quite some time. I first encountered the artwork, gosh, it feels like ages ago. And then suddenly I saw the email that it was coming out as a Kickstarter. Hello, where's our campaign photos? Let me just refresh. I'm excited that the Kickstarter's out, but this is a Major Arcana only deck, and I was kind of shocked at the price considering it is a Majors only deck. So let's scroll down to just the regular deck. Level of the pledge. Is there just a regular deck level of the pledge? Okay, no. Well, there's an all gone. Is that just the regular? That was a launch day special, day 2 special. Okay, let's scroll back up to the top. Okay, where is the tier for just a deck? There's a journal. There's a card print. Pre-sale deluxe package. This has got to be it, right? Yeah, this is it. So for $70 US, you get the deck, a velvet pouch, and the art book. I am expecting the art book is where a lot of this money, I shouldn't say that, like not where a lot of the money is going from, but I'm sure that's what's driven up the price. We'll check the campaign and see if there's photos of the art book, but I suspect that there's, that it's a nice art book. That would explain the cost to me, but this would not be worth it to me for just the deck. For a Majors only 22 card deck, $70 US means that by the time I'm done adding shipping to Canada, oh, actually, shipping to Canada didn't seem to add anything. I wonder if he's collecting shipping after. And this is only if you signed up for the pre-sale email list, which I am on. They won't fulfill this order if you weren't on the email list. So this is specifically for people on the email list. But it looks like there's no shipping. So anyways, my point is it's $90 Canadian, 89 specifically. And if that doesn't include shipping, that means I'm going to be in for like at least $100 probably Canadian to get this 22 card deck and the book. So if you're not obsessed, in my opinion, if I'm not obsessed with this artwork, and I'm low-key kind of obsessed, but if you're not obsessed enough that you know you're going to really want this, that's tricky because that's a lot of money for a Majors only deck. I would love this to turn into a full 78 card tarot deck. And if it does, like, I'm staying on the email list. I hope that someday that's what happens. But until that happens, I'm not tempted because as beautiful as this is, I know I don't reach for Majors only decks. I don't see a time in my life where that significantly changes about my practice. And if it does, I've got a couple already that I could reach for. This artwork is so heavenly. It's absolutely breathtaking. However, yeah, see, here we go. You can see that the art book that comes with this package is a really nicely produced book. That is what you're paying for, in my opinion, and the deck's almost an add-on because the books like this are heavy to create, they're heavy to ship, so they're expensive to ship. They're also expensive to create and to create them in a nice quality. And I do really love the artistic take on all 22 Major Arcana cards by John A. Rice. I think it's stunning. It's stunning. But I wouldn't use it, and it's not worth $100 to me right now in my life. But gosh, it's gorgeous. It's really, really gorgeous. And I do hope someday this becomes a 78 card deck. It would be a lot because, of course, John's art style is very detailed, and I could see that taking a really, really long time. But if it does ever come up, if it does ever become a thing that we can buy an entire deck, I'm about it. That's what I have to say. The Divine Arts Tarot. Y'all, this video is going to be so long, and I don't think I'm going to be able to edit it for time, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry that this is like movie-length video for me, but here we go. The Divine Arts Tarot. This is fully funded and has 17 days to go at the time I'm filming, so this one's closing on March 24th. This is really cool. I like the black and white with these splashes of color kind of around the characters and behind the characters. Nobody has pupils, so I don't know how I feel about that. Wow, though, this artwork is really powerful. Look at this Awakening card, which is the Tower. That is incredible. It's too pippish for me. Darn. I was really liking the majors. And again, I'm not dissing pip decks. I like pip decks. I use pip decks regularly. I wanted something else from this. Also, I don't think I can handle that 3 of Swords. That's a lot. Darn. Also, it's starting to freak me out that they don't have pupils. Or irises. The Star String Tarot. There was a bunch of requests for this one, actually. So this one is not fully funded yet, but it's well on its way. It's just shy of its goal. It's at 8,600 Canadian out of 10,800 Canadian. So that's 6,700 out of 8,500 US, roughly. This one's open until March 26th. It is another black and white deck. I don't know. There's a lot of black and white decks, I feel like. I'm not as tempted by these. You guys know that. I feel like a broken record when I say it, but it is true. They don't tend to grab me. This has a kind of interesting art style that's grabbing me a little bit. And it's also got kind of a minimalist or kind of like open sort of depiction of the meaning of the cards. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but that's what's jumping out at me. This is interesting, not grabbing me. Next, we have the Revolving Time Oracle. What is happening here? So in this image, which is just an image of the video, you can see around the card, you have temptation at the top as like a keyword. You have on the sides Earth and no. And then you have Capricorn season, I think. Yeah, Capricorn season. Then you have a Gemini season card. This is interesting. Hold on. Is this a timing based? It must be. Created based on the concept of time and the tarot. So it's based on those concepts, but it is not a tarot deck because there's only 50 cards. Based on 22 major arcana cards, 16 court cards, and 12 divinatory cards structured in my own revolving system. So there's day, success, earth, and yes. What is with the earth thing? Is that like a elemental? Growth, water. Yeah, so they must have the elements here. There's elements, there's keywords, and there's timing-based things. Now, if you are somebody who reads for people and you answer timing-based questions, this looks like it could be really useful. I do really like the fact that there's multiple ways you could use a deck like this, and it seems infinitely useful if you do full-time client reading. I could see this being really handy. I guess that's my take. The artwork is really pretty. I don't do timing-based questions, really. I mean, it's not that I'm opposed to it. It's not my style as a reader, at least currently, so I'm not tempted by this myself, but this looks really, really interesting. So if you are somebody who reads with timing-based questions, you might really enjoy having a deck like this to reach for. Be curious to hear your guys' thoughts on this one. The Southern Botanic Oracle looks gorgeous. This has 24 days to go. It's funding until March 31st. We have the name of a plant or a flower, it looks like here. And then we have keywords. So we have iris, and then it says faith and hope, or Spanish moss says self-expression and flow. And it's got the botanical name as well, which is super cool. So this is 45 large format cards. These are really pretty. What is with all the botanical decks coming out lately? They're tempting me, and I don't need more botanical themed decks. I've got enough of those. But this is really cool looking, and I love that it's got the keywords. I love that it has the name of what you're looking at. I love that it has the botanical name. I love that it's got more than one keyword. It's like the familiar field deck. It's like tempting me because it's like ticking off. It's like, what boxes do we need to tick? Oh, tick, 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 tick. It's like, no, stop it. I don't want to be tempted. But I am tempted by this one. But I don't need more botanical decks. No, Lisa, just say no to yourself. You don't need it. You don't need it. You don't need it. Next, we have the Interim Tarot Take 2. So this one was already out. In fact, somebody sent me a message on Instagram about this, and I was like, oh, that's cool, but like I didn't realize it was being reprinted. There was going to be a new edition. It looks like it's not quite funded yet, but it still has 24 days to go. Let's take a look at it. So I haven't spent much time with this deck. With pictures of this deck, even from before when it was out. So I know very little about it, and it is monochromatic, but there is something really interesting about this artwork. There's a lot of pointillism, which is really cool to me. Wowza. I don't know. I'm kind of loving this like Venus of Willendorf kind of image for the Empress. I don't know. I kind of like this. I know it's a monochromatic. I know what I just said, like super recently. But I kind of like this. I kind of like this. Okay. Okay. This is really not a hot take again. This is another deck that I have. So the Midia Lenormand, this is the Midia Lenormand 3, the mini card deck. So I have a copy of the original Midia Lenormand from her very first edition when it wasn't Kickstarter or anything. I love this deck. It doesn't have any color. So you'll notice that the ones in this Kickstarter have color, like a little bit of soft pastels kind of woven through the images. Mine don't have that. Mine are purely black and white. When I tell you that I've had this mini Lenormand deck in my purse or in my bag since I got it several years back, like it's just the perfect little size. It's like, do I have something similar here? Okay, so here beside me I have the Making Magic little mini cards, like these little mini cards. This is like a mini Lenormand card. It's like, it's literally like, yeah, if you turn it this way, it's narrower and it's shorter than these little rock pool mini deck cards. It's a perfect little size. And so you can do big spreads with this, but I just love how portable it is. That's why I like it. I have in one of Peggy's little micro pouches. She does these on her Etsy shop. They have like a ribbon, kind of homemade ribbon like wrap that goes around them. This little pouch is like the size of a credit card. Like that's what the pouch size is. But it holds this little mini deck so perfectly. Look at this. It's just the most cute, like portable, and theoretically, look at that. It even has room to spare in there. Look at that. It's so convenient. Anyways, I love having this handy. We have the snake, the path, bouquet, ring. It's just so clear. The tower, the sun, the ship, and it's kind of got this really neat close-up look to it. Clouds, rider, park, dog, bear, with his little fish in his mouth, coffin, cross, scythe. It's just, I just find it so clear. Birds, anchor, fish. I love that there's more than one fish. Book, whip, heart. That's probably the most creative one that she has, is the heart. Letter, mice, man, house, star. That's another creative one. Woman, fox, moon, key, lily, clover, tree, stork, mountain, and snake. It's just lovely. There were some extra cards too. So you do have an extra man and a woman. So I think that Clara's artwork is beautiful. I think that this is a really, really pretty deck. My version, again, is older. The artwork has changed, it looks like, in these other cards. Like, it looks like the man here is different. He's sort of facing away. There's probably other cards that have some changed artwork. Yeah, so here it says she and he, not man and woman. But I do really enjoy this deck, and I do use it a lot. So I wanted to share my thoughts on it. Next, we have the Lost and Found Mixed Media Tarot. This is not funded. It's got an awful big goal. I hope it does well. It is very kind of collage-y, and it looks like there's, like, this is literally like chunky, layered collage. It looks like some Sharpie marker almost. Like, it's very like kind of raw in its art style. The sun, the tower, loss would be, I don't know if this is covered in the video, but this is one thing that I think could be done better in the campaign description for this page, is just a clearer idea of what card is what card. Like, if it's a tarot deck, and I love the mixed media concept, and I love the layered kind of chunky, kind of funky look to this, I feel like it needs to be more clear which card is which card. If you're going to change the names, then either we need a number or something. Like, so I feel like that could be made more clear in at least the photos and text portion of the campaign page, so that it's more clear for those of us looking at it. Like, is the Turn of the Century the same as the World card, or is that the Judgment card? I don't know. And it's hard to have an opinion about what I think about their choices if I don't know what card they're representing. Now, it could say this actually in the paragraph text of the thing, but for somebody like me who's just quick scrolling and going like, is this for me? There's not enough info here. So that's my hot take on that. I'll be interested to see how this deck develops, but I do think it's interesting. It's not one I could see myself purchasing for myself or using myself, but I think it's neat. All the like kind of mixed media, funky layering, I kind of like that. I'm kind of drawn to that. The Objective Oracle, a 54 card deck. So this says that it is an oracle deck depicting simple object images and their prominent keywords. So that's fun. This looks like it has kind of a Lenormand-y feel. So let's take a look at the photos. Hopefully we can get some bigger ones. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so we have the key. It says solutions to problems, unlocking hidden information, locking away emotions. Oh, I like this. Secrets, opportunities, stored away memories, key to success. Okay, it's like its own Lenormand style divination system with enough keywords that you could use it out of the box. You don't need a book. You don't need to memorize anything. I really like this. Like, I like this a lot. I like this a lot. I like that it's like simple, clear images with simple, clear keywords that are expansive. I really like this. I really, really like this. I also think this would be fun to color in with Sharpie, I'm just saying, because it's pretty simple images, right? I really like this. I wish there weren't words on the card back though. No, why would you do that? I wish it didn't have that. But on the other hand, I will say that it's a word heavy deck, right? There's a lot of words on the front, so it thematically does match. I just prefer not to have words on my backs of Oracle, of cards, just in general. Yo, I'm like really, really tempted by this. I really want this. How much are they charging for this? Oh, is this funded? This needs to fund. You guys, it looks like it's only got 19 backers. What's going on? 20 backers? You guys, go buy this. I want to buy this. Hold on. Let's see if it's limited. It's funding until April 1st. We've got lots of time, but this should be fun. This deserves to be funded. This is very clever. This is well thought out. I really like this. Why aren't you funded? Let's just hold, please. I'm just gonna do my part here. Okay, I backed it. Like, go back it. It's so fun and cute. I think it deserves to be funded. It looks well thought out. I think it deserves to be funded. Now it's got 21 backers. There we go. I think this is great. I think this would be a really fun deck to use. I feel like it'd be really usable. And I feel like because it's black and white and it's so simple, it would pair really well with any modern tarot deck. I could see pairing it with any of my, like my Modern Witch Tarot, my This Might Hurt Tarot, even my Sasarai Bito Tarot. I could see pairing it with the Luna Soul Tarot. And because it's not this like really graphic artwork, it doesn't have to, I don't have to worry about it like not jiving artwork wise with whatever deck. It's like an open playing field. I would pair it with my Light Seers Tarot. Decks like this can be so great for just a few quick clarifiers, or yeah, like the soap isn't just soap. It's a time to purge and cleanse. The anchor is assigned to stay put. The lighthouse is always watching. And the potato is success in long-term efforts. Or are you just being lazy? This is so smart. This is so smart, and y'all need to go out and check it out. Like, I don't know anything about this creator. This is my gut reaction in the moment, but I think this looks really great. I think this deserves to be funded. That's my hot take. I think it's clever. I think it's great. It's probably the first Oracle deck on Kickstarter I've been real excited about in a long time. I think this is fantastic. And considering I was just talking about Lenormand, don't pass this one up. I think it deserves your attention. Okay, that brings us to the Oracle d'Or, which is an Oracle deck based on the Noirs of artist Odilon Redon. I never got this right the first time either, by Melissa Wotherspoon and Tora Matthews. So it says the Lonely Dreamer Tarot has a shadow. So this is an Oracle deck by the same creator as the creator of the Lonely Dreamer Tarot, which is Melissa Wotherspoon. Looks like she's co-creating this with Tora Matthews. I don't know the story there, but I was not super drawn to the original one. I love the look of this foiling. It looks like it's foiling for the keywords on the cards. I will say for this particular artist's work, for me personally, I feel like it works really well. It looks like to me in these Oracle cards versus tarot. There's something kind of dark and spooky about this artwork that I feel like is really well suited to a specifically kind of more shadow themed Oracle deck. So I think that was a really smart choice. I do love these gold accents. It looks like it's foiling. It's got to be foiling. Looks like a hot foil stamp to me. Yeah. Oh, the stretch goal was to unlock gold foil on the cards' backs as well as the fronts. And then there's some extra cards. Why a spider? Why a spider, Melissa? There was a spider issue. It was so funny in the original deck. Ancestors, love that. I think this could be really well done. And I've heard nothing but good things about the Lonely Dreamer Tarot. I think it was really well done. It just isn't an art style that speaks to me personally. But I'm excited to see that this is well funded and hitting its stretch goals. That's amazing. And it's still got 27 days to go. The Kinner Tarot Deck, a cosmically inspired, hand-drawn 78 card traditional tarot deck. This is also funded, but it's still going until April 8th. This is really beautiful. This project originally started as a one-and-done Halloween-themed illustration. After getting a ton of great feedback from friends and family, I started on another card and then another. Pretty soon I was done with the major arcana and figured I should finish the deck. Well, clearly, because it looks like you did a really good job. That's a really cool magician card. Oh, that's really cool. Okay, so that's, again, giving me all kinds of Kabbalah feelings. here with the whole like flame being lit when it's up there kind of touching Keter, and then like being out and like the downward moving energy when it's down pointing at Malkuth. I don't know, that's just a feeling. I literally have no idea what I'm talking about, y'all. I'm just kind of in the study mode right now, so like I could have just made no sense. Don't take my word for anything, but yeah, I'm really loving that. Loving this image of the world. This is really cool. I want more images. Oh my god. Look at this hanged man all wrapped up in like what looks to be spider web or cocoonish material. I love that. I want more pictures. Okay, good. There's the backing. What is this? Oh my gosh, look at this judgment card. Oh, what is this? The devil. Oh my goodness. I really like this. The hermit. Uh-oh. The Three of Swords. Ace of Pentacles. Knight of Wands. Interesting that the Knight of Wands is flying in the air. Oh, but it looks like she's flying a phoenix. Interesting, interesting. Okay, there's our cups. I want more photos. No, I want more photos. Okay, I'm going to have to watch the video on my own time, because if I try to watch it on here, it's going to like spaz out on me because it doesn't like, my screen recording software does not like when I start to play a video. Oh wait, there's no video. No, there's no video. I want to see more cards. Maybe I'll have to dig in. I'll have to see if there's more on the Instagram. This is tempting. This is really pretty. I'm curious to know if the gold is just the color. I assume it is. Or if it's foiling. I'm assuming it's the color. But it's really, that's really lovely. I'm really liking the cosmic vibes, but also how detailed the artwork is. That's kind of exciting. I'm going to keep an eye on that for sure. All right, you guys, that concludes our March hot takes. I'm super excited to hear what you guys think of these decks. I had a really good time going through all of them. I'm sure there's a lot more to be said and to be discovered about all of these decks. I was, of course, just sharing my first impressions based on a few images online and what I could easily see and find out in a quick moment. So keep that in mind. These are not meant to be in-depth reviews of any decks. These are just meant to be on my kind of like initial thoughts, my initial impressions. Just, again, based on what I can see, what you can see when you go to a Kickstarter page or an Amazon page. So just keep that in mind. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. This is a ton of fun to film. If you sat through the entire video, if you've watched this entire thing, then drop a unicorn emoji in the comments down below so that I can see that you watched the whole thing, because you are a trooper. This was a long video, and I know when I sit down to edit, I'm not going to be able to edit for time that much, so it's probably going to be well over an hour. Thank you for hanging out with me and spending this time with me. I cannot wait to hear all of your guys' thoughts on all of these decks, and I'm wishing all of the creators and the Kickstarters and all that stuff the best of luck on their projects. It takes a lot of guts to put something out into the world that is a creative project like that. So whether it is mass market, independent, or Kickstarter, I just wish everybody all the best. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure and click the like button, subscribe if you're new here, and don't forget to click the little bell. All of these actions and commenting on my videos helps the channel so much, and I really appreciate those little things that you do to help support what I do here. Thank you all so much, and may your magic always shine from the inside out. Bye, guys!